Alright guys, fish on. Pretty hot fish. Probably my fourth or fifth drift. This hole has changed a lot, that's for sure. Looks like a nice fish. I had just gotten a text message, so I was trying to see who that was, and all of a sudden the float went tap, 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 and I set the hook with the wrong hand, and all of a sudden we had head shakes. Ooh, looks like a nice fish. I got a new net with me this spring. See if we can get it wet for the first time. Oh, let's see what we can do here. New net. Bad luck. Wow, this is a nice fish. It looks pretty chrome too. Oh, it's decently chrome. I don't know if I'd call it chromer, but it's definitely not a dark one. Definitely came up this spring. Let's see what we can do here. Oh man, we got her. Nice hen. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Check that out, guys. Pink egg sac, crushed it. Let's get her unhooked real quick. All right, guys, get a quick look at this fish. Been reviving in the net over here. She's a nice fish. Oh yeah, check that out. Probably a 6-pound hen, plump with eggs, but definitely a spring run fish. We'll get her back. It's a healthy one right there, guys. We'll get her back. There she goes. Sweet. This new net is awesome. Well, everybody, welcome back here to another video. That happened pretty quick. Usually it's kind of tricky because with cameras, you gotta wait a little bit longer to start fishing. You can't really fish at first light. So we're about 20 minutes after first light. It finally got light enough out that I knew the camera could see well. And I'll tell you, this hole changed a lot. We're in the spring 2026. Welcome everybody. I think it's just the end of February here, somewhere in the 20s. We got the Greater Niagara Fishing Expo going on, meeting a ton of you guys, having a lot of fun. And we're gonna be there again. Today's Sunday, we were there yesterday. We're gonna be there today again at 11. So I only got a couple hours to make this happen, and I'll tell you, this hole changed a ton. I know from a couple of guys that were down here earlier, like when it originally blew out, and they were like, that ice was a foot thick, and I believe them. There's ice jammed up on the banks. It's a good 14 inches thick. And so when stuff like that happens, it really carves out creeks. I've seen, you know, on bigger creeks, you know, farther towards Pennsylvania and stuff like that, where like complete corners of creeks just disappear, or they fill in, or they blow out a whole new corner. It's pretty crazy what Mother Nature can do when she gets a foot of ice on her and then gets, you know, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 CFS flowing down her. So we're on a small creek today, just trying to find some clear water, and I have seen a ton of fish in here. I've seen fish literally coming out of some riffles that are downstream, and so I saw that and I started moving down, and I don't even think that was one of those fish that I saw sharking around. So there's a good chance there's a lot of fish in here. So we're gonna get right back to it. Welcome back to another video. Check out buffalotackle.com. Code WillsWorld gets you 10% off. Using the Riversider today and the Sheffield 11 gram. So see what we can do. All right, let's get back to it. All right, guys. It feels good to be back. Pink egg sac, you can't go wrong. I can get it off of there. All right, guys, so as I was saying, we're in the spring now. Spring 2026, finally got out of this deep freeze that we were in and got rid of all this ice on these creeks, and it seems like some fresh fish have showed up. That fish was probably a week old, I would say. But yeah, good to see that, you know, it's not a super dark fish. I'm sure there's some very dark fish in here, but you know, it's a good way to start the spring on a nice chromed up fish. So we'll keep fishing hard. This, as I was saying, this hole is a lot different. This used to be like a lot of dead water right here, and it seems like that dead water is over on the far bank now. And I actually caught that fish kind of what I would say is like a spawning run. You can see like the main current kind of rips down through there, and then it ends up off that point. She was laid right on that corner of that that kind of moving water, but water that's still got some pretty substantial flow to it, in my opinion. This water is definitely still ice cold coming out of here. We've had a couple days again, you know, below freezing overnight, and you know, just into the mid 30s during the day. So fish are definitely going to be lethargic. They ain't going to be jumping yet like they do in the fall and carrying on, but it definitely seems like they are hungry and ready to eat. And they're pretty dumb. They haven't seen very many baits yet, that's for sure. So we're gonna fish hard, see what we can do. All right, guys, so something to kind of think about, you know, when you catch a female right out of the gate like that, is there's 9 times out of 10 gotta be some males around, especially this time of year in the spring. You know, not so much that these fish are going to be spawning today or probably even this week, but even so, in a couple of weeks they will start to spawn. Once we get these water temps out of the low 30s and start creeping up into the high 30s and into the mid 40s, they will start to spawn. And so, you know, those aggressive males will chase each other around. And as I was saying this morning, I was seeing fish roll down in that tail out, and it's probably males chasing each other out of the female's way, basically. You know, just trying to be dominant with the female. And so a lot of times they'll kind of give themselves away to some point, to kind of what run they're laying in and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean there's not, you know, fresh fish lined up on these seams right through here. It's totally possible. You got to fish it all. So I can't believe how much different this hole is, but we're gonna find them. Where there's one, there's got to be more. So we'll keep fishing here, fish hard. I don't know if you guys can see, they got a fox running. It's a pretty big fox. Oh, might have saw me now. There he goes. Looking for those. Saw a fish rise, guys, in a really weird spot way over on that far side, like in the riffle. Guess we ought to send a couple down through there. Might have to go fish that other side too, I don't know. I would guess that fish have probably been moving in here all night, and not all of them have gotten set up yet, so we'll see. sometimes that can be a problem. You know, when the water's dropping super fast, they can't really get set up, and all of a sudden it's low and clear, and you gotta really work them. Prime conditions they're just not ready for yet. So I don't know, we'll see. Grab the net. We're gonna move down a little bit. Moving down. I think there's a lot of fish down here in this tail out, and I don't think I'm seeing it right through my glare. We'll move down right here. Yeah, wow, this looks totally different from up here. Lay that right here. Let's see what we can do down here. That first fish this morning was literally right there, right at the end of my rod tip. So we'll see what this does. Sometimes a different angle on a hole can do a lot of help. You can see her float a little better maybe, or your cast is a little in a different area. So we'll see what we can do. It's definitely shallower down here. Flick some up in there. Got some deer coming running. Wonder if that means we got somebody coming. Oh geez, coming right across the creek. Oh hi. Crazy deer. They're going for it. Oh geez. Crazy animals. I gotta shallow up a little bit. Ooh, still chilly. Rod tip's still freezing. Spring sprung for like 3 days and now we're back to winter, I guess. What the heck? I think the rest of this week is going to be kind of the same temps as today, on and off again, snow, sleet, little rain. And then I think by next weekend it warms up again. Got him. Fish on. Fish on. Got him. Got him. You guys saw that. That was awesome. That was awesome. No way. That was perfect timing. All right. Over there in that slow water, little guy. Get him in the net here. Oh yeah. Nice, 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 nice. Well, I told you guys, where there's one, there's usually more. Change the angle on where you fish. Bam! Another one in the boat. Or on the shore, I guess, not in the boat. We'll be on the boat soon enough. See if we can get this fella unhooked here. Look at the colorations on that guy. Black tail. I feel like I've caught that fish before. I feel like I noticed that black tail. All right, let's get him back. There he goes. Awesome. This new net is sweet. Second fish of the morning. You guys saw that one go down. We were just chit-chatting about how you can change the angle on where you're standing and where you're casting, and just like that, shallowed up about 3 inches and boom, sucked it right down and fish on. So not a tanker by any means, probably about a 17 or 18 inch fish, but still quality. any fish today is I'm happy with. So let's see, what time is it? We got to get out of here strictly at 9:30. 7:45. We're doing pretty good. We got about hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes to the fish still. So we'll keep fishing this hole. And then maybe we'll do a little moving around. We'll see what happens. I also brought a spinner with me, so maybe we'll chuck that around up in that top section where the water's moving a little faster. But hey, 2 for 2. Let's keep the streak alive, I think. Let's keep doing it. All right, guys, that was pretty awesome. I love when I'm talking to you guys about how the fish are running, and then it happens exactly how it should. It doesn't get much better than that. But we will, let's get baited up here again. You guys, I think, probably saw the bobber down right over there on that far side. Float was just barely moving, and it got thumped. So let's grab some fresh eggs here. Maybe we'll try a white this time. It's hard to beat pink, but it's also hard to beat white. So let's get that rigged up. That looks pretty tasty. I think we'll try to hook that one again. There we go. That looks a little better. Get that hook in there a little bit. Ooh. Clicker's on. Clicker's on. There we go. All right, we're back. Here we go. Yeah, so right over there on that far side, you guys saw me shallow up just a hair, and I don't know if that was next drift or the drift after that, but it thumped it hard. Definitely a little bit darker fish, not as fresh as that first one, but still not super dark, that's for sure. They come much darker than that, so that was sweet. I bet you if I had some night crawlers today, they'd be chewing on the night crawlers. Alright guys, since I don't have a ton of time today to really properly work a hole, to my feeling of actually working the hole good, brought a secret weapon. So let's get down there and go grab it. Oh geez, without dying on sleep. That was not the way I came down. Oh geez. That was a little rough. All right. All right. I'm sure some of you know by the noise. Big spinners. You see, we got number 5 Vibrex spinner there, and we're just gonna work our way. Start up here and work our way all the way down to the tail out, and just let it swing through this current. Give it a little rip once in a while, and any big nasty steelhead that wants to play aggressive this morning is going to absolutely annihilate this thing. I hope it happens. It's a crazy bite. You'll see the rod just go like that. And it's on, so we'll see. The water might be a little cold for it still, but it doesn't mean that one doesn't get nasty at it or whatever. we'll see. It's definitely a springtime bait, but I have caught tons of fish in the winter on these. A lot of fish in the lower river on these. It's kind of a matter of you gotta find the right fish at the right time. How you doing? All right, nothing on the spinner. I'm surprised. I think we're gonna start moving around a little bit. So as you guys can see, I'm standing up on the bank. There's my bag back there. So I'm standing up on here because the way that this current comes out of this tube, it pretty much pushes right against this bank. And so I don't want to go hopping and skipping down on that bank and risk pushing any fish kind of out of where they were laying. It doesn't necessarily mean they won't bite. You know, maybe they'll sit out there and they'll bite. But really more so I just don't want to get them disturbed. You know, if they're going to sit right there and bite, I got it out of there. It's like there's a snag right there. But I want to try to, you know, keep them as least amount pressured as I can. Oh, the deer came back. Hi again. And so there's a good chance that they're going to lay right here or right over there. And so if you were to go stomping down onto that bank, you'd probably push them off of there. So we'll give this a few casts and then we'll probably sneak down there and fish up under that tree. See what happens. Go the deer across the creek. It's like mama and her two babies. Oh. Alright guys, just finished tying up a new hook here. Got a size 6 hook with us, 8-pound leader, about a foot long, up to a micro swivel, And then we're running 14-pound main line, couple of big shot, and then you know, just kind of staggering those out, and we're just letting this egg sac just free swing down here. Sometimes I'll add a split shot right here. I had one this morning, but I think now I'm just gonna leave it, and we're gonna hook that up and keep moving. All right, guys. Well, 2 for 2 on the morning. I'm sure there's a couple more in there. I had a buddy that was supposed to join me this morning, but he said he didn't sleep good, and he only had an hour and a half to fish, so he stayed home. But I think if we had another guy here and worked that with jigs and beads and stuff like that, maybe pull another fish out. But you know, fishing solo, kind of fishing fast because we are limited on time, and so we just can't really break down a hole super good, you know. But caught 2, can't complain with that. And we're gonna start moving around. We got about probably 3 more holes to fish. We'll fish them kind of quickly and then get on out of here. So hopefully we find another one. Stay tuned. So this spot right through here, guys, it's just a run. I wouldn't even call this a hole or a pool or anything like that. It is literally just a in-between spot, you know, where fish that are coming out from the holes below, like down on that corner down there, are trying to get up into the next hole. And they're just hanging out here for, you know, they might hang out here for a day, they might hang out here for 15 minutes, might hang out here not at all and swim right past and get up into a deep hole. But it's something you gotta definitely make a couple casts at. You don't want to spend all day. You know, it's not like it's very big, and if there's one in there, they're gonna come out and smack something. They're usually more aggressive fish because they've been kind of migrating and moving through the creek, and so they won't usually miss an opportunity to grab something quick before they keep moving. And I'll say there was definitely a couple fish in here this morning. And I think they actually moved out of here and moved up into the bigger pool, because I saw 2 wakes come up over that shallow spot and then dip into the back end of that pool. And so, you know, sometimes they're moving in packs of 5, sometimes they're moving by themselves. It really all varies. There's no you know, set in stone, oh, it's 3 fish every time. It can really be a totally different amount. But you know, make a couple casts, see if there's a dumb one hanging out, and if there is, great. If not, keep moving. So we'll probably give it, we'll give it probably 2 more drifts down through here. It seems like this is probably the deepest part of the run, and then we'll keep moving. It's really trying to snow on us though, I know that much. They said we're supposed to get 1 inch today, and I'd say we probably got all of that already. Probably working on the 2nd inch at this point. Ooh, there's a nice drift. That's probably the drift if it's gonna happen. Just a little deeper than everything else and just on that inside edge. Yeah, right through there. Ooh, that looks good. I think we'll give it one more, and we'll keep moving. Alright, on the move. Let's go see what we can find down here for an hour and then get on out of here. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of these holes downstream have kind of filled in. And they're real slow. You know, we're kind of in a wider part of the creek here. And there's just not enough flow to kind of get this mucky bottom out of here. Doesn't mean there's not one laying here somewhere. But definitely a little shallow for my liking. I don't have a problem with, you know, if it was deeper in this slough, that'd be great, but it's only about 2.5 feet deep. So that makes it a little tricky for fish to kind of lay in here. And there's nothing like the bottom. I caught it a few casts ago. I hit the bottom and it's just real mucky weeds and grass and stuff like that. So not super great stuff to be seeing on a slow corner. We want more gravel or sand, or like if these boulders kind of continued into the water, stuff like that. But doesn't mean there's not one sitting here somewhere. I just can't find it. We're still good morning, 2 for 2. What the heck? Alright guys, well, we left that creek and headed about 25 minutes towards home, and we got about a half hour to fish, and honestly probably made the wrong call. Probably should have stayed where we were at and worked that for the last like 45 minutes to fish we had. But we had a good morning either way. So this is a bigger creek, obviously, but it's pretty stained. Maybe 8 inches of visibility. I mean, there's a chance, but the chance is not great. So we're gonna fish this for probably 15 minutes and then boogie on out of here. If we don't see another clip, obviously we did not catch any fish, but we're gonna end it here. I appreciate you guys for tuning into this video. Spring steelhead is on the way, and we got a whole bunch of trips coming up with a whole bunch of folks, and we're looking forward to that. Gonna be hitting the Niagara River pretty hard this spring. And then also fishing our Erie trips a ton. It looks like it's gonna be a good spring, and then back into walleye fishing all summer long. And starting May 1, we'll be jigging, and we got a new boat. If you follow me on Facebook, you'd know that already. But if you don't follow us on Facebook, head over there and check us out. Post a little bit more of daily content of what we're doing and stuff like that. So appreciate you guys for tuning in to this video. Check out buffalotackle.com. Use code WillsWorld at checkout. Running that 11-gram Sheffield float, and then paired up with the Riversider. Running 6 to 12 pound mainline today, 13 foot, and I put a whooping on those fresh fish this morning. So yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning into this video. And spring steelhead is underway. So see you in the next one.